Hold on, before you make your comment or make assumption about the video, all I'm asking you is to breathe. It is not that serious. I've dealt with very long, laborious comments, very pretentious personalities, and very pedantic ways of going about this power scaling stuff, and it's just not that serious, all right? So just take a moment and breathe. Now, today's topic, we're here to talk about Cabba versus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And to be honest with you, I was going to ignore this because I just came back from Atlanta, finally met Sean Symbol, the voice of Goku in America. Very happy to see him and talk to him and talk about a whole bunch of stuff. But then I realized I haven't uploaded on my main channel in about 2 weeks, and it's time to make some content, at least by the time I'm recording this. If you want more videos, I've been also uploading on my second channel called SonTJ TV, where I do gameplay videos. So if you're interested, please check that out. But I saw this meme going along, right? And I've been checking out different people where you already can kind of tell that they got a side and they're ready to argue and make this a whole big ordeal. And I was like, you know what? Let's just check out different people. And I saw a very good video by Salad Bar, kind of discussing the power scaling a bit. I think he did a great job of the video, but I think he missed out on some points there. But at the same time, even though I'm a power scaler, I've been a power scaler for a very long time. I am not in the streets. I'm not in the I'm not in the trenches like a lot of people, and there's still people to this day who are still complaining and moaning about my Buhan versus Kid Buu video, where like I get a comment randomly every day, people saying I'm an idiot and I don't use facts. And so if you're one of those people, nigga, just go find someone else. Like now, like what Salad Bar said in his video, like please go check out as well. You gotta really understand why this discussion is even a debate, really. And it's really funny because Cabba was one of those characters where people just don't like his character design. He's a very skinny Saiyan. He's like Tarble if he was like taken more seriously. And if you don't know Tarble, he's from Yo's son Goku and Friends. He's the brother of Vegeta that no one ever talks about. But Cabba had this very weak looking character design despite him being one of the most powerful characters in Dragon Ball history. And most of the time, if you had like a poll with Cabba versus Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan, most likely Team Gohan would win, right? And of course, you can't take polls in like popularity contests seriously, because this is why this discussion is so polarizing, because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for a lot of fans is the pinnacle of Dragon Ball. Because I've even talked to some of my friends in content creation, they haven't followed Dragon Ball since like Dragon Ball GT or Tenkaichi 3, so they don't know what Ultra Instinct is. One of my friends said that Ultra Instinct is it just Goku with silver hair, so a lot of people don't even know what's going on, right? And Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is objectively just a cooler design than Cabba. So this discussion is gonna cause a lot of feathers to be ruffled, right? But Cabba is a very powerful character because he is equal to Universe 6 Vegeta, base Vegeta, right? And we're gonna talk about the different variations like mangas, base Cabba, anime Cabba. Then we got like anime scaling, which Salad Bar went into, which I think he left something out there. And you got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, where you can either just use his feats like in context with GT, or his feats in context with the anime. Now, Super Saiyan God Goku has like the best feat in Dragon Ball history back in like 2013-ish to 2015, when he was able to compete with Beerus, and they can both pretty much destroy the microcosm of the Dragon Ball universe without even going full power. They had to like kind of nerf themselves with key control later on. And when you have that God Goku turn into base Goku, which he's able to use the power in his base, then go Super Saiyan to surpass that Super Saiyan God Goku, it adds a lot of like upscaling, to say the least, because even before that happened, Goku, when he fought Beerus, said that he thought fusion, even at its peak, would not compete with Beerus, and Super Saiyan God is the only way to go with it, like post that, and that's including like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. And the discussion that Salad Bar mentioned that the Dragon Ball GT anime is canon to the Dragon Ball Z anime.
GT follows Dragon Ball Z's anime, which is way higher in terms of scaling. Meanwhile, Dragon Ball Super does not follow the Dragon Ball Z anime. Rather, it more closely follows Dragon Ball Z Kai, and is a lot closer to the manga events. There are still some slight differences, but even though that sounds like a weird distinction, it's important, because the Toei version of the Dragon Ball story with the Dragon Ball Z anime has way different scaling. It has entire original arcs and a bunch of other types of filler, and a bunch of different statements that change scaling.
Well, even though Dragon Ball Super is more canon to Dragon Ball Z Kai, Dragon Ball Z Kai, especially in the Buu saga, still includes anime filler, which is Pikkon. You can see in some of the shots that Pikkon is still shown. So all the feats that even like Salabar mentioned, where Goku and Pikkon travel across like the infinite spaces of hell and things like that in like a very quick second, that is still canon, unless you want to be like, oh, maybe the telling of the Pikkon fight is different. It's obviously not. So either way, a lot of anime feats are still canon to the anime. And don't get me started with the Buhan versus Kid Buu stuff, because you can argue plot-induced stupidity with some of those comments. But regardless, in this context, those anime feats still apply to Dragon Ball Kai, which also still applies to Dragon Ball Super. So with the Buhans able to destroy the universe, the microcosm against Vegito, that still counts with Vegito. And Buhan, I mean not Buhan, Kid Buu able to destroy like the Kaioshin realm, that's still in Dragon Ball Z Kai, the Buu saga. And if it's not, y'all can correct me down below, but I remember watching that. So we was already microcosm, and we're including the anime Kai feats as well. So this on top of it even adds more to it. And once we have Goku and Vegeta being able to use like, or at least have God powers in their base, or be able to compete with that God Goku who fought Beerus, we go to Resurrection F, a post training. They're able to, and even in the Resurrection F, like the promotional manga, we saw like an image of God Goku and Goku's training against Whis when he's in base. So it's already kind of implying there. So it being established that even in the anime of Dragon Ball Kai, that you still have anime stuff from the original Dragon Ball Z anime. We've already been microcosm level with Vegito, Buhan, Kid Buu, and etc. etc. It even adds more of an impact that Vegito, with those scalings going Super Saiyan 3, could not even compete with a very suppressed Beerus, but Super Saiyan God Goku could, and even break the microcosm even easier than that Vegito and Buhan, etc. etc. And later on, we see Super Saiyan God is used again in the Tournament of Power in the Broly movie. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like exhorted to his base, and he's able to use Super Saiyan God like again on top of it later on. But Cabba is equal to Universe 6 base Vegeta, and Universe 6 base Vegeta should be stronger than Resurrection F Vegeta. Granted, we don't know how much, and that's why this discussion gets very weird, because we don't know how big of a multiplier Super Saiyan God is compared to like a Vegito and things like that in the Buu saga and stuff. So it gets very complicated. But as long as you know that Cabba is stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku, who's even stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Vegito with all those anime feats, right? Now we go into Dragon Ball GT. Now, if you want to include all the anime stuff plus the movies, it does get very complicated, but just know there's a lot of multiversal microcosm stuff too, but it still equals out to Dragon Ball Super as long as you don't include the movies as well. But in terms of pure anime, it's still in the same scaling realm before you even get to Beerus. But in GT, you have Kid Goku, who's able to fight General Rildo, who's states to either be stronger than Kid Buu. Some people like to highball and says it's Buhan. Either way, you're still very strong, because people either like to include Buhan stronger than Kid Buu or Kid Buu stronger than Buhan. Then you have like GT Goku be able to beat Baby Gohan, Baby Trunks, and it takes Baby Vegeta to go Super Baby 1, Super Baby 2, which are like Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 level transformations for Baby Vegeta. Then you get Super Full Power Saiyan for Goku, who's able to beat Golden Uzaru, Baby Vegeta. Then you power scale them up and up. Then you finally get to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who's able to like casually kick an energy attack from Omega Shenron, which over time can destroy the universe. But you can also just say that his minus negative ball could destroy the microcosm as like instantly, but it's said that over time it would. By the way, there's one thing I wanted to add to this. When people keep talking about that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta never really showed his full power, things like that, which I do agree 100%, but when you look back at that fight between Omega Shenron and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, like I know Guidebook said that he could have beat Omega Shenron with one finger, but we know Guidebook's kind of overblast things sometimes. It depends on if it's contradicting the actual source. But when you have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right, and of course, he knocks back the minus energy ball with one kick, and he's able to do this stuff really easily. It's the fact that he says, I'll see you to the next world with this one, and he's very confident when he does the Big Bang Kamehameha, like, which is his big trump move we've seen in every video game. It's pretty much never been implied that's not his ultimate move. And he's shocked when we see Omega Shenron come back as Sin Shenron. And he said, okay, well, this next one, this should work for sure. He's not doing 100 times Big Bang. He's still doing the exact same technique. We already know that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is stronger than Omega Shenron. I don't think he's like a whole nother, like he's super Omega above him, where he still does his ultimate move. And his result of doing the Big Bang Kamehameha It's pretty much the same result when Super Saiyan 4 Goku does his Dragon Fist against Omega Shenron and he regenerates. The only difference is that Omega Shenron comes back as Omega Shenron and Omega Shenron comes back as Sin Shenron in the regeneration process. So that's just food for thought, that when people keep talking about that he's never shown his full power, it's starting to sound like Saitama shit, to be honest with you. But you have him do his ultimate technique, and he's about to do the exact same ultimate technique, but he runs out of time. So I just don't really see this whole thing where he's just this ultimate being that we never saw his full power. When we kind of saw him use his ultimate technique, it just didn't work for the first time, but he probably, of course, it would have killed him the second time, but just food for thought. So either way, they're around the same realm of multi-universal, but it's still crazy that Cabba, of all people, for which people a lot downplays, in the same realm of like multiversal power as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, if we're just going to kind of give the benefit of doubt, I would probably say Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can beat base Cabba. Just based off he's a better martial artist, stated by Sal as well, he can absorb ki, things like that. But if we go into like the tournament of power, when like Cabba can go to Super Saiyan 2, it gets a lot more competitive, and I think Super Saiyan 2 Cabba could win, but it's still one of those where you're in still the same realm of power, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is just a better fighter, so he probably still could probably win if just Cabba doesn't completely outscale him. But again, this debate was never really that serious, but it's just cool to see that we've moved past Cabba being compared to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan every single day to the fact that it's debatable that he can outscale Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? And I remember I even made a video talking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which if you want to see gameplay of, check out SonTJ TV with Taj, Dr. Love, I think, if I made that video with him. I was like, that'd be crazy if we bring back these whole like power levels in Sparking Zero, but if Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came and beat Super Saiyan God Goku from Battle of Gods. So, but yeah, I think it's very debatable if Cabba and Base can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the anime, especially if we take out all that anime scaling and all that stuff that gets kind of convoluted, because you got to figure out which counts in the anime and what really fits and all those things. But I think Cabba and Super Saiyan 2 can probably beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but in terms of pure base, and if we're including the anime stuff, it's very weird, because even if Cabba is stronger, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is just a better fighter. And if we're only going by the manga, then manga Cabba loses. It's just too much of a fight. And if we're going to include heroes, then yeah, Hero stomps Cabba. Like Xeno, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, yeah, it's too much. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I know I'm a little bit out of practice with this power scaling stuff, because there's people who in the trenches, they're out here translating Spanish guidebooks and all this other stuff. But that's just from my memory. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. SonTJ, peace, love you all.